Welcome to Kiss the Reviews. I'm Armando. That's Corey. And today we're doing 1983's Jaws 3, 3D. This movie was requested by Jim over on Patreon. And if you want to join us on Patreon, you can get all the pre-show stuff. We'll get clips to the films that we're reviewing. You get some exclusive offers, stickers and mini prints, mugs, t-shirts, giveaways of all kinds.
Yeah.
And as a palate cleanser before the show, we might dive into TikTok and laugh at kids falling down. So, I mean, that's worth the $2 right there. Just watching kids.
I mean, for $10, you get to see the satanic rituals we do, the sacrificing of virgins, which is far more difficult than you think it would be. Nobody's a virgin anymore.
You were correct.
With that said, if you want to follow us on the social medias, we won't share any of that there.
But we might become Attorney General.
If you want to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, you can follow us at Kiss the Reviews. Let's get into the cast of 1983's Jaws 3, 3D. This film stars Dennis Quaid as Mike Brody, Bess Armstrong as Dr. Kathryn Morgan, Simon MacCorkindale as Philip FitzRoyce, Louis Gossett Jr. as Calvin Bouchard, John Putch as Sean Brody, and Lea Thompson as Ann Bukowski.
And maybe the best name ever for an actor. What's his name? P.H. Moriarty. He's not floating around.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, I don't know why Philip FitzRoyce is his name in this movie, because Simon MacCorkindale is a much better name. They should have just used his real name.
Well, they did need to make him fuckable. And I mean, like, it's like, oh my God, he's so dreamy and handsome. What's your name? Simon MacCorkindale. Never mind.
I can guarantee you media coverage.
As many people that are here to view this review of ours, we all know it's like we could share it. This is a bad movie. It was a bad movie the day it came out, and it's still a bad movie in 2024. Can we agree?
No.
Just because you enjoyed Lea Thompson and her tube tops in 1983 when you were like 2 years old.
Wait, we got to clear something up here real quick. Are you telling me there is more to this movie after Lea Thompson and Sean Brody are in the water together? Because that's as far as I've made it. Literally the 16 times I've seen this movie. I've never made it past that.
You're better off than everybody else who's viewed this movie, because there's a lot more, and it's all bad.
It's like it starts off with the floating fish head, and that's like, ooh, I'm getting turned on. And then Lea Thompson in a bikini is just the overdrive.
Doesn't Mike Brody have black hair in the first two movies?
Well, it got scared lighter.
And now you got Dennis Quaid looking like Jim Halpert from The Office in this movie. Every scene, anytime he's wearing a shirt and tie, I'm like, dude, it's fucking Jim.
He just looks at the cameras like,
But so let's just jump into this, man. So Chief Brody's oldest son, Mike, he works for SeaWorld now in Florida. And they're preparing for this launch of their new like undersea kingdom. And the film opens with great white shark following a team of water skiers, and their boat stalls out, but then its driver gets it going again before anyone is attacked. Like, that's how this thing starts off. And it starts off with horrible 3D with the fish head.
I was terrified from the beginning.
It's coming at you. Dude, this is better than the 3D they had in this goddamn movie.
You ever seen the clip of the new roller coaster they're unveiling where you're just like on the platform and then it just like tips forward and attaches to the rest of the rails? That's how the beginning of this movie is. You're on a roller coaster before the roller coaster starts. Yes. It's insanely good.
Yes. And even
It's
the title screen, the names of the actors and actresses in this movie, it's all got that that 3D effect.
Like the Superman 1 credits. Like, what are you doing?
They leaned into this in all the wrong way.
It's so bad. I wish somebody could have told them, like, people are going to see this in 2D as well. Right?
You could have made 2 versions.
Yes.
No, we're just doing 1.
Like, the only thing you would have really had to reshoot is, like, 6 effects in the movie.
Essentially, yeah. That's it.
That's it. And that's all you have to do is fix those 6 things, and this movie is just moderately terrible.
You were right.
We get here a shark attack of Shelby, the park's mechanic. And we also see Mike's younger brother, Sean, who comes to visit. They go out drinking where Sean meets Kelly. And after playing this weird game of touchy hands, they play touchy privates in the lagoon.
Yeah, it's a weird game they're playing.
Yeah.
And especially because, the big X, it's like, push hand, or whatever the fucking game is. And Sean's like, no, I'm not only the best on the West, I'm the best in the East. And he, takes his hat and fucking flings it like a goddamn redneck and walks over. But, the big guy who's playing originally with Lea Thompson and loses, after her and Sean walk away, the big guy's like, all right, me and you, let's go.
Hey, I want you. Come on, right now, let's go.
Settle the fuck down. Whatever you're doing, I don't even understand what the game is, but it's clearly not about strength because Lea Thompson bested you in about 10 seconds.
And she's 105 pounds soaking wet.
You
in this
fucking
movie.
oaf.
You got that guy. You got Pat Benatar serving drinks in this goddamn movie.
Corey's life lessons.
Hi. Anybody in a relationship. So your partner's done run off again. And you're rootin' tootin' angry, right? Even if his boss is a friend of yours as well, shut the fuck up around his boss. Don't bring that shit to work.
He's messing around with that little bitch down at the souvenir stand. It's gonna be his ass. You tell him.
That never belongs at work, and you're crossing streams, and you're about to create a whole world of trouble for him that he doesn't need, because later Gossett Jr. finds out about it. He's like, fire the fucker. He's a piece of shit. This whole thing is spinning out of control because a waitress ran her fucking gap. Shut up, lady. Deal with your man internally or fucking shut up.
Well, and Mike and his girlfriend, Kathryn, we cut to them. Kathryn's the senior biologist at the park, and they take their awful looking 3D submersible into the water to check the tunnels and stuff, and they get attacked by a shark, but they get away by riding the dolphins away like fucking Aquaman. And
these dolphins are so look. Okay. I get it that we're verging into now this is Jaws for kids. Great. But Flipper? What former fuckwit TV executive greenlit Flipper in this script? ×2.
Yes.
Flipper Dos Machina. I don't know what that really means. I'm going to think it means 2. 2 pissed off dolphins is what that means.
I think so. I think you're right.
It's so stupid. Every time that happened, I was like, ugh.
I only took Spanish in 7th and 8th grade, but I'm right there with you. No, I'm right there with you with the dolphins showing up on the TV as well. Every time it popped up, I was just like, God damn it. And then they ride away on the fins. And dude, and again, this is leaning into the 3D of it all and how heavily, dude, when they get the submersible, it looked worse than the one that imploded in the fucking ocean. Okay.
Can I tell you those videos where they're like, Coast Guard finds the wreckage and they're like down there and those videos freak me the fuck out.
Yes.
I would not do well in the safest of, I wouldn't do like well on a nuclear submarine.
No.
Let alone in one of these fucking SeaWorld rotary toys. Get the fuck out of here.
I'm only underwater for about the 2 seconds that it takes me to just wet my hair. That's it. That's as deep as I go, and that's as long as I'm under. I'm good.
That's as far as I like go in a bathtub. Are you out of your fucking mind? No way.
But now you get Mike and Kathryn. They go tell the park owner, Calvin Bouchard, Philip, like the hunter of sharks, wants to track down the shark and kill it immediately on camera. So this is like pre-YouTube. He's like, dude, we'll retire off this thing if you just get us on camera, just like shanking it or shooting it or whatever the hell he wants to do. He's like, we're going to make this thing go fucking viral.
Yeah, and meanwhile, fucking Captain PETA over here is like, no, wait, we can hold it in captivity. Which, by the way, you're way more cruel than just killing this fucking man-eating shark.
Which, by the way, is a microcosm. I love. Okay, so this film didn't age well from just the 3D of it all, but just it taking place at SeaWorld where they basically abuse animals. And now this, the tree hugger of the group is like, no, what we should do, it's a baby shark. We should totally capture it and I'll nurse it. There's not a shark in captivity. Yeah, there's a fucking reason for it, lady. Just kill the goddamn thing and let's move on with our day.
She even says, if it survives, it will be worth a lot of money. Like, dude, what the fuck is your problem, lady?
Nursing it back to health and lowering it into a holding tank. Now that's world news. You think of the lines at the gate.
She's riding the line between like, I love animals and like, money, 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 money.
I love animals, but I also really love to experiment on animals. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting from her.
Hell yes.
So they like go down. They decide to capture this shark and bring it into captivity. Mm-hmm. They go down. Kathryn gets attacked. Mike harpoons the shark. Everyone gets away relatively unscathed. And Kathryn finally sedates the thing. They get the shark into one of the tanks where Mike helps Kathryn revive this baby great white. And I think we talked about it in one of the other Jawses we did. For somebody who like gets attacked by a shark as a kid, and Sean and Mike, they are very like Mike obviously works at SeaWorld. He's gotten over his fears, but like he's working with dolphins and shit. Okay. And he's working with like killer whales that, they like whip in the background that you don't see. So he's like, I'm cool with that. But now there's a goddamn shark who literally just attacked you. No PTSD. He's like, nope, I'm jumping right into this pool. We're nursing it to health. And then you have his little brother who, like, after they go to the bar and they're in the lagoon, like, it doesn't take him much arm twisting to get over he's like, I haven't been in the water since I was 8. Well, and Lea Thompson's like, really? And he's like, I like the water. And he's immediately in.
If Lea Thompson was covered in snakes and was like, remove these and I'm yours, I would suddenly not have a fear of snakes.
That's fair.
Eye on the prize. That's the most fucking legitimate thing that's written in this movie. And Mike has a real hang up about jumping into the water with his jeans on.
It's all the time.
And like, I don't mean to step on anybody's toes here at the company, but that's a don't do that and a half for your ass.
Yeah.
That denim is not meant to go swimming in. Don't do that.
Especially 1983 denim. That shit would cut your skin just putting it on. You get that shit wet, you're screwed.
Especially salty wet.
Yeah.
Dude, you're a walking rash from the waist down.
But after this, Calvin makes the decision to put this great white on display, even though it's not healthy enough yet. And they put it on display for all of 5 seconds, and it dies immediately. You got Kathryn jumping in, trying to save it. It's too late. And two things here with this scene. One, the pool that they have this shark in is 2 foot deep, maybe 3, right? These sons of bitches dive into the pool to save the shark. You don't have to dive. All you got to do is pull a Mike Brody and just hop over in your jeans, and you're in the goddamn pool next to the shark.
You were correct.
I'm sorry, you never saw the little stickers on the side of the pool where it's like the dude breaking his neck, diving in. You're not supposed to dive in. It's too shallow, guy.
Unless there's a fucking shark in there. That's the thing. They cut off in most pools because they're fresh water.
You know who was disappointed that nobody broke their neck diving in? Jeffrey Dahmer, who's like standing next. Did you see this guy with the glasses? Jeffrey Dahmer looked very disappointed that like nobody broke their neck, nobody got eaten by a shark. There's the shot of him. It's like 2 seconds, but he looked very disappointed in the whole situation.
The amount of active serial killers in the United States that work as extras in movies is alarming.
Yes, absolutely. But we have like while people are like walking through the underwater like tunnel cave thing that they have set up, they see Shelby's corpse floating in the water. They all freak out and they pull it out. They have Kathryn go inspect the body and they confirm that it's a great white shark attack.
Yeah, I'm going to stop you real quick because I just realized something. Remember a while back when I was like, oh, active serial killers are working as extras in Hollywood? That was a joke. Do not comment in my fucking comments section about the Hollywood cabals and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I don't fucking care. Continue with your show. Shelby's dead and all fucked up. Shelby looked like he went into outer space and then fell back through the atmosphere.
Dude, so that's one. 2, when his body floats up in front of like the little window and they're like, ooh, look at all the fishies, and his body comes up. This poor girl, she's like up against the glass. She goes, ah, and a dude like mashes her face into like, it's up against his face. That was one of the funniest things I'd ever seen. So you have that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then there's the autopsy that they perform, right? Mike Brody comes out and he's like, oh, and he's kind of like skittish about like unzipping the thing. And he finally does. He sees Arnold Schwarzenegger's giant eye popping out of his head. And he immediately throws up like into his arm too, which was disgusting.
In fairness, though, there are like worms and crabs crawling out of this motherfucker's orifices. Like,
yes.
Hey, EMTs, clean him up a little bit before we just bring him inside. I don't even care about showing him to other people. He's indoors.
Spray him down with a hose or something.
Yeah. Stick a hose up his butt and just let it all drain out the front. I don't know how bodies work.
Kathryn hops into action here and she was like, you think this is the first shark bite I've ever seen? You think this is the first like dead body, like whatever the fuck she says here? And she lifts the thing to see the whole shark bite, and she gets thrown back like she had never seen a shark bite or a dead body before.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure the shark skinned this dude to make a fucking human skin dress.
Totally. Dude, the shark is in the water. He's like, would you fuck me?
Oh, dude, totally. Just listening to Boy George nonstop.
I'd fuck you so.
Mike and Kathryn go into like the little underwater restaurant area. She tells Calvin and Philip that the shark bite came from a shark with a mouth about a yard across, to which Philip immediately is like, that would indicate the shark's 35 feet long. You're fucking crazy. And then Kathryn is like,
he said, that would indicate that the shark was 35 feet long. You're fucking crazy.
Totally. She was like, so it's not the baby shark. It's Mommy Shark, do, and then enter fucking goddamn Mommy Shark, who comes in and just starts like swimming around like the restaurant fucking area, and everybody freaks the fuck out again.
Well, it doesn't help because nobody's paying any attention, and all of a sudden you see Dennis Quaid from the outside of the glass go, "Fucking shark!"
Well, no, everybody's, they got their crackers and cheese and their wine, and they're just drinking. They're tying one on.
This is what I thought was weird about this scene. Everybody in there is wearing suits, and like the females are like nice, either like power outfits, their business outfits for the 80s, or like a nice like cocktail dress.
Yeah.
Who the fuck is going to SeaWorld for fine dining? You know what I mean?
Well,
you're getting chicken nuggets shaped like a whale at SeaWorld. Well,
this is the one thing that I miss from my childhood, right?
Mm-hmm.
And from like the 70s and 80s, and even a little bit into the 90s, right? There was a lot of like production value into things. Like with this, they go into the tunnels. There's fucking octopus arms coming out of the thing and grabbing people. Like, I thought in the setup, like, hey, we're just gonna walk through these tunnels. You can see the fish. No, they put in a whole goddamn like aquarium haunted house.
Oh yeah, there's even a skeleton outside named Oscar.
Yeah, and you got fine dining. You got a 5-star restaurant, like down below under the sea, and you got like a fucking fish haunted house. You got skeletons out in the lagoon. You got all kinds of shit. The amount of like production value that went into SeaWorld doing this was amazing. Nobody does that shit anymore.
No. It cost a lot of money back in the day to torture animals. You had to drum up some business.
Exactly. So yes, to your point, you would wear a cocktail dress and go to the fucking Michelin-rated fucking restaurant under the sea.
The executive dining hall at... I mean, it is in Florida, right? So in Florida, probably SeaWorld is the hot spot.
Yeah, it really is. It's either you go to the beach or you go to SeaWorld and watch animals get abused.
I dig it.
Is it possible this story is true? Yes, it is.
You have Mom Shark now. She shows up at the underground bar. Calvin immediately makes the call to seal the park, shut everything down. Mama Shark starts going ham now, attacking everyone in the water all around the park, as Mike is trying his damnedest to get everyone out of the water, including Sean and Kelly, because Kelly here again convinces Sean to get in the water to go in like the fucking bumper boats.
Yeah, and this is where I'm like, hey, asshole. I said I don't like the fucking water. I get it. You were going to touch my pee-pee the first time. We were drunk also. So, yeah, fine.
Yeah. That
doesn't mean you're a water skier. Go do whatever the fuck you want. Yeah. I don't like the water.
Yes.
And by the way, for Sean's of the world out there that are just like, dude, it's fucking Lea Thompson. I get over my phobia. You are about to be pegged within a 6-month span. And it doesn't matter if you say, I don't want that. She's going to make you do it.
Yeah, you're not wrong. You're gonna be in a 3-way and a bad one.
Yep. I'm saying There's right now, what's her name? Kelly in this movie? Kelly's a fucking rapist. I'm saying it right now.
Yes. Kelly's all about the power dynamic in the relationship.
She really is.
She is, until she gets attacked here too. And the shark fucking takes like part of her leg. And Sean is like leaning over to her like, we gotta break up. I can't date a chick with one leg.
Yeah, it's about like, I just met you. I'm not getting you through this. Like, that's insane. Yep. I'm visiting, by the way. I'm going to school in fucking Colorado.
Yes.
Bye. See you next semester, I guess. See you spring break.
Yep. But Mama Shark here then attacks the underwater tunnels. Starts causing leaks. Chaos ensues. People are screaming, trying to run out of the tunnels. And some of them get trapped when Calvin seals the tunnels from flooding.
Collateral damage. I'm 100% on Calvin's side. First off,
100%.
I'm on Calvin's side right up until the time I'm in the control room, still underwater.
Yeah.
No, I'm on land. I'm in Colorado with Sean before this movie's over.
Hell yes.
This is where you get the 3D of Calvin just running straight into the camera because he's out of there. He's in a tower. He's in his little ivory tower at SeaWorld, wherever the command center on land is. Yeah. That's where he's at.
Take this Poseidon underwater kingdom shit the fuck out.
And just shove it straight up your ass.
Go right back to Nebraska and buy a lot of land.
Yes. But Philip here decides to try and lure Mama Shark back into like the filtration pipes. And he gets the shark in successfully so Mike can fix the leak in the tunnel. So Mike's now like an underwater welder welding these leaks shut. Philip gets the shark into the tunnel, but his lead rope breaks, so he can't escape and he gets eaten by Mama Shark.
This movie did a really poor job of distinguishing the length of time in which everything is happening, because Mike and the shark are in so many different places from one moment to the next.
Yes.
It's like legitimately hard to understand who is where and what, especially when they got their gear on. It's all too much is happening. And I get it, like you want the excitement and like the shark is everywhere. Cool. But also it can't be. It's a shark.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you wanted to keep the premise of multiple sharks, fine. Make there multiple sharks doing this. The whole family came out for brunch. Totally fine. But that's not cool. What you're doing here. You got Mike and the shark literally on the beach and attacking water skiers, and then they're both in the filtration system at the same time, and then they're both fucking veering off of that at the same time. And all of this happens within 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Too much.
100%. But the shark here, even though it's trapped in the filtration system, it breaks out because of course it does. And as Mike is welding the repair piece for the tunnels, Mama Shark swims over, attacks them, like Kathryn's under there, Mike's under there. They get away because the dolphins protect them. This is where we enter the fucking dolphins again. And listen, I know a lot about dolphins and protection. They haven't protected a quarterback in fucking years. Okay?
Boy,
they protected these two.
You had to have had that one teed up for so long in this.
I actually thought about it about 10 minutes ago, but you know.
I'm really proud of you for not rushing it though.
No, you gotta slow roll it.
You did. It was a little fast at the beginning, but you clipped it off nicely at the end.
Yeah.
Good job. I know you had that one you had that one teed up for the last 30 years.
You were correct.
So now you have Kathryn and Mike. They go back to the control room. Calvin's in there with some other rando extras. And the shark smashes through the acrylic glass in spectacular fashion.
And by spectacular, he means literally no movement is happening except for a shark just inching closer across the camera. And then faux shards of glass falling towards you.
It's so bad.
This is by far the worst shot in the movie. And it's also not helped by the fact of the slow-mo reactions to everybody's face.
Yeah.
It's just, this was a terrible shot.
Whoever edited this film, got so they got the control room tape and the control room piece, and then they got like the shark piece, and they're like, fuck guys, this looks terrible in real motion. Like, we can't have the shark coming too fast because we got to have the slow effect that people are like, oh shit. So we got to have that. Like, how do we do like the reacting in real time?
Yep.
Slow-mo, guys.
Slow-mo the shit out of everything.
And we want reactions from everybody. No shark. It would have been better if they played that sound effect behind it.
They just, Louis Gossett Jr.'s slow-mo shot should have just been him counting the money he made from this movie.
You were correct.
Let's just be honest, right? You got Louis Gossett Jr., you got Dennis Quaid, you got Lea Thompson. Like, there are some really top quality A-list actors, whether they were in 1983 or not yet, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have some really good actors in this. I don't know how you get through the filming of this. And I guess the filming probably went fine. Because it's a regular movie. It's another Jaws movie. But goddamn, when they saw the fucking like rough cut
to
the movie,
they didn't attend the premiere. I guarantee that.
How could you?
There's no fucking way. Just no. Because and that's what I don't think a lot of people understand. Like, how could you shoot this movie? It was fucking terrible. Well, when you're shooting a movie, it's in pieces and parts, and especially like this, whether it's animatronic or CGI, you have these things that aren't around. So you might be able to say, like, my lines are a little corny.
Yeah.
But it's also a Jaws movie. Matter of fact, it's the third Jaws movie. We're starting to stretch, what we can do.
Yeah.
So all in all, I get it. You're like, all right, we're doing it. Especially like young Dennis Quaid probably hadn't done much at this time. I don't really know, like a little bit, maybe a film or two. Yeah. Like, all right, Jaws, like fucking Richard Dreyfuss shot into the stratosphere after this. Roy Schreider was enshrined in Hollywood legacy after this. Nope. Felt really good for about 2 months, probably filming this.
Yep. But so after this, after the whole 3D of it all, water rushes into the control room. Mike, as they try to escape, notices Philip's body still inside the shark's mouth holding this grenade. So Mike uses a pole to pull the grenade's pin, exploding Mama Shark all over the place, all of its pieces. And if you thought the shark crashing through the glass 3D was terrible, the shot of all of its parts and pieces flying into the camera, including the jaws. Oh yeah. Like, this movie, if you thought to this point couldn't get any worse, it did. It totally did.
Yep.
The payoff was not there.
No, we borderline care about humans. But then the dolphins are there, and we get the freeze frame of, yes!
Dude,
with the dolphins up in the air spinning.
That's even the worst, that the dolphins are like in 3D, like in the foreground.
So dumb.
That's so bad.
So dumb.
This, and again, I know we've done some really bad movies. And you know me, I'm not about ranking things, worst movies, best movies, whatever. But man, it's like if I had a grocery sack full of like bad movies, this would be in the sack.
This movie made my grocery sack itch a lot.
This movie gave me COVID.
Yeah.
Again.
Dude, it's just the premise to me was so good.
Absolutely. I love the SeaWorld
shark
thing.
Attack at SeaWorld. You have this lagoon and this underwater thing you're getting ready to unveil. Louis Gossett Jr.'s character is basically the mayor from the first two movies. He's concerned about the money and the influx of tourism. And like everything is great. You remove the 3D from this, it gets that much better. You remove the Brodies from this, it gets that much better.
Yeah.
You can just have whole new characters. But the whole Sean Brody thing, that could have been a million different things.
Yeah, they didn't really. Well, and here's the thing. Even if you include Mike Brody, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mike Brody grows up and, you know, he's not affected by sharks and blah blah. That's fine. Who the fuck wrote Sean into this?
Well, I guess that was
Sean really doesn't need to be in it.
That's my point. Is like when Jaws 2 ended, who was asking themselves? I wonder what happened to Mike and Sean. Because my guess is fucking nobody. Literally nobody cared. The movie ended. They lived happily ever after. End.
Yeah.
So if you had done this just as Jaws 3, and I think I said this maybe in Patreon, if you'd done this like they did Halloween 3, where you still have the sharks, still shark attack at SeaWorld, and this is the one big twist I would have made. And made it a lot more of an adult horror movie, is instead of the dolphins, Jesus Christ, instead of the dolphins being the saviors, I would have actually made the orca the savior. And like, because here's a fun tip, orcas eat the fuck out of sharks.
Yeah, they do.
And that would have been a very cool, like, violent.
You didn't see
like they're trying to get away as fast as they can, and out of fucking nowhere, Shamu comes in and just flips this fucking shark 8 feet into the air and jumps up and starts eating the shit. That would have been awesome.
That would have been dope.
And by the way, Universal
Nary an
Studios,
orca.
no. And by the way, for Universal Studios and SeaWorld, that would have been a new animatronic thing you could have done on your tour, along with Jaws. Was the animatronic Shamu you created? So there was a laundry list of shit they could have done to actually make this with the same storyline.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And they got so hung up in the 3D, it just it's trash.
I hate to do it because I already made the dolphin joke, but they missed the boat on this one. They really fucking did.
Fuck, okay, you're done. You're done. Jesus. Christ, I'm gonna start checking my fucking Instagram account. I apologize for those puns, guys. That's not what we do. We're better than that. Don't judge us on this episode.
I'm not. I am not better than that. No, dude. Like, again,
you're wearing a goddamn Ice Cube shirt, and you made that pun. I'm with Dave for the first time. I'm with Damien. Take your goddamn shirt off.
Hoo-ah.
Let's also recognize that this dude did some bad movies too.
I don't know. Are we there yet? 7 was really good.
Was some bad puns. No, when I first saw that we were doing this review, I laughed because obviously Jaws 3, it doesn't have a great reputation.
No.
But, and I do remember bad 3D. Didn't remember how bad it was. Until I saw it now and I went, holy shit. Even for 83, and I know a lot of times when we see these movies from like the 70s, 80s, and there's like bad CGI, it wasn't really CGI back then, but when there's bad either editing or, effects, general effects, you're just like, well, you give it kind of a pass because of the time period that it took place in. To your point from earlier, there were other 3D movies that actually did an okay job for the same time period.
100%.
You just went, somebody in a shirt and tie was like, we need the Brodies and we need 3D. And not only do we need 3D, we need all the 3D.
Yeah, this movie just relied way too heavily on gimmicks instead of what could have been just a great continuation of Jaws.
Yep.
And
because like you said, the story was good. The backdrop was good.
Yeah. And this has that air of a studio executive stepping in and going, well, what about the Brodies? Like the one guy in America who literally was like, what about Mike and Sean? There you go.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, the only thing people cared about after 2 was how Chief Brody's liver was doing. Like that was it. Like that was the only question I had after 2.
Yeah,
But-
this movie was just wrong audience.
Yep.
Good
100%.
good idea, poor execution.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's all I got, man. You got anything else?
No.
All right.
I gotta go get a book on puns because that's the way this show's trending.
For Corey, I'm Armando. This is Kiss the Reviews. And this was 1983's Jaws 3D.
Take a bite out of this film.